If I'm not mistaken, all of us on the team went to college. Is that correct, Lauren?
So, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Lauren, you went to Moody Bible Institute.
Yes.
Was that the extent of it for you? Not that that's bad.
What do you mean? What do you mean? Is that the extent?
Well, I don't know if you have a doctorate or something, Dr. Lauren, or
You would know. Yes, that's the extent.
okay. And Daria, you went to Indiana Wesleyan.
Mount Vernon Nazarene University.
There you go.
Not
I was
even-
close.
Kelly did Indiana Wesleyan, so you're
Yeah.
not too far
I'm
off.
sorry. What's your name? Where did you go?
I don't know at this point. Mount Vernon Nazarene University.
I mean, when you'd say that, I would just zone out and I'd think Cougar.
It's MVNU.
She's a Cougar. Not literally though. And Ron, where did you go again? I know you went to Guam, but that was after college. Did they have college then? And where did you go?
Yeah, Geneva College, just over the border in Beaver Falls, Pennsylvania.
I went to the prestigious Winona State University in Minnesota. Everyone's heard of that. And then I got my master's degree from St. Mary's University in Minnesota. I actually was joking with my wife yesterday that it was it's one of those I'm not like super proud of, and I don't like put the certificate up on the wall. It was kind of a drive-through program for teachers to move up the pay scale back when I was a teacher.
Mm-hmm.
And it
Do
was
what you
like,
got to do.
yeah, it was. I didn't do it to like learn a lot. I did it just to make more money, and the program was designed for people with just that attitude. So it's not like I'm going, wow, I'm smarter than you all. No, I just moved up a pay scale. Not that there aren't other programs for teachers. I'm sure all of you listening who are teachers did something better than that, but not me. I bring all this up because there's a new trend in Christian colleges that is actually not new, but it's trending in America right now. And apparently people forgot that it's not new. But here's what Christianity Today writes. As Christian schools adapt their education models to an unfriendly market, several are experimenting with offering free tuition to some or all of their students. Starting this semester, Sattler College, a small Anabaptist college in Boston, announced it's going to be it's not going to be charging any of its students tuition. The president, Zach Johnson, said some students came to his office in tears of happiness after the announcement. Of course they did.
Right.
I mean, that surprise you, President Zach? Geneva College in Beaver Falls, Ron, Pennsylvania, also announced that in the fall of 2024, it would not charge tuition for Pennsylvania students whose families make under $70,000.
That's a step in the right direction.
There you go.
Very good.
In fall 2023, Grace College in Winona Lake, Indiana, began offering free tuition to Indiana students whose families make less than $65,000. The program will continue next school year, although they're lowering it to $60,000. But there's other schools around the country, Christian schools, who are, it's more than 18 schools have closed during the pandemic. And so they're Christian schools. So they're looking at what are they going to do? How are they going to attract attention? And then like 3 pages in, it doesn't mention how long, but they go, oh, the new no tuition programs of Christian schools are popping up in states, blah, 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 da, da, da. Oh, but other states or other schools have actually done this, like Moody Bible Institute. They didn't say for 150 years we've been doing this.
For forever, yeah.
Maybe we need to be better about shouting to the rooftops that we don't want to call it free. We want because it's not free. It has cost, but donors provide that particular education cost.
But your tuition is paid for by Friends of the Institute.
And apparently oh yeah, that's right. Moody's done that forever. So why do we think this is a growing trend? We'll go to the most recent college graduate, Daria. Why do you think this is trending?
People are finally realizing just how expensive college is. I think it's ridiculous that you allow oftentimes 17-year-old kids to sign away their life for, I've got like $20,000. I know people that have like $60,000 to $80,000 in debt. So I think they're trying to stay open because they need students. People are realizing, do I really need a college degree? And unless you're going into like a medical or a science field, oftentimes you really don't.
And, often Christian colleges are more expensive.
Yeah.
It can be.
The cheapest education you can get these days is probably starting with community college for your associates and then a state college. But still, like I remember going with my oldest daughter, Grace, to Toledo like a year ago when we were visiting the school. And they didn't give you the grand total for a 4-year degree, assuming you can get it done in 4 years. They gave smaller numbers to make it feel better. But still, at the end of the day, state college in Ohio, about $104,000 for a bachelor's degree.
Wow.
It's crazy.
$104,000. what? I did the math on my phone and showed it to her, and she kind of was like, "Ooh." Lauren, why do you think Christian colleges are trying to do this?
I think, like we've said, we're seeing a downtrend in enrollment in general, and even more so in Christian colleges because they already were smaller. And so now with a downgrade in enrollment, it's even worse. And so trying to get people in school.
Brave Sir Ronald?
I would agree. It just seems like if people are dropping back on attending college at all, and then the ones that say, okay, I'm still going to go, they're probably going to pursue the more feasible economically to them. And while some people, their parents have done very well and they can afford it, or maybe grandparents have made savings plans for them, they'll still go to an expensive school. But a lot of people have to be counting the pennies, and an expensive Christian college is just not in their purview.
Yeah, and it's truly shocking once you finish your FAFSA form, federal blah, 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 SA. I don't know what it stands for. It's just you have to fill it out if your kid's going to go to college or you're going to go. Once you finish it, it's shocking how fast it is to get a Parent Plus loan. It's like, you can qualify for this much. Do you want it? Click yes. And then you get it. And suddenly you've got like $20,000 or something in debt into your name. Isn't that crazy? I feel like it should be harder than that. Well, I've heard debates about why college enrollment is down, but what I can tell you is that it is down. So if you look at some data nationally, the number of total enrolled post-secondary students declined by 4.9% from 2019 to 2021, which is the most significant decline since 1951. 17% of post-secondary students are in graduate programs. So that you drop that down when you look at bachelor's degrees. Preliminary data indicate that the total post-secondary enrollment in spring 2022 fell to 16.2 million. This is a 14.7% decline from 2020. So the total number of students enrolled in college and university is almost a 15% decline since 2020. That's crazy. That's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought, this must be why Christian schools are beginning to get creative, because they're panicking about this precipitous drop in the number of students. Now, in my head, I thought the reason for this was that Gen Z is just a smaller generation. That's what I thought. Did you guys hear that ever? Or like the population's going down or something?
I've not heard that.
Yeah, I didn't hear that either. I would have just assumed it's coming out of COVID. Kids were doing school at home or online, and they realized they could do that with college too, or not go if they didn't want to.
Yeah, I don't know. I must have heard that from a liar, because that's just not true. So Pew Research did some study. They said this drop in enrollment is driven entirely by the falling share of men who are students at four-year colleges. Today, men represent 42% of students ages 18 to 24, which is down 47%. Oh, sorry, which is down from 47%. That's a lot better.
Okay.
Close one. So it's men are 42% of college students right now, 18 to 24. They used to be 47% in 2011. The decline in young college enrollment since 2011 is not, they said, driven by a drop in overall number of high school graduates. That number is actually modestly increased from 2011. So we have a modest increase in the number of high school graduates, but the decline is almost entirely due to men not going to college. Why? Why do you think? I mean, we can't ever know that for certain in research.
Yeah.
What do you think it is, Ron?
Part of it is there's been a real push to remind people that the trades are an honorable way to earn a living. And, a lot of people have poo-pooed them as, oh, I don't want to be the guy working on a car or, wiring a house or something. But why not?
It's a great job.
Yeah. Why not pull a six-figure income? Is it really that bad? You can take off your coveralls and climb into your rolls and drive home.
Have you thought about what you're going to be coaching your sons? You got little boys.
About if they should go to college or not?
Yeah. It's kind of far off, obviously, but
Yeah, let's just like handle preschool first. Like one thing at a time.
well, but still, I mean, technically, you should have started saving already for college if that's what you're planning on doing.
Well, for your information, I do have something for my 3-year-old. Okay, I
Oh,
have some stuff invested.
good for you.
Okay.
That's great.
But for college, it's like whatever they want. If you want to go to college, great. But I'm not going to force you to do that.
Will you dissuade them from it?
I would dissuade them from it only if they were like, and like didn't have any feelings about it. Then I'm like, well, then no. Like, you don't need to be in all this debt. I don't need to be in all this debt. If you don't really care. If you care and you really want to do something, okay, go do it. But if you are like not really sure about it, then no.
I mean, back in the 90s, it was if you didn't know what you wanted to do with your life, you still should go to college, is what the operating kind of thinking was.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you do. You just go to college. Well, I don't know what I want to do. I might want to be a mechanic. No, go to college. That's what you should do, or you're a failure. I'm not kidding. It's what it was like.
My dad actually teaches a class at a university for undecided majors. So like they let these freshmen come in, pay all this money when they've got no clue what they want to do, and it's his job to help these. Often I was actually a guest speaker in his class once, and they're just the most uninterested group of kids you've ever met. I'm like, why are any of you here? Like, take a gap year, go make some money, and then maybe once you have a general idea of what you want to do, then come to college. It's insane.
Yeah.
It's financially irresponsible, in my opinion, to go undecided.
I
And
agree.
I know it might offend somebody, me saying that, but how could you do something that's so expensive and have no idea why you're there?
There's nothing wrong with not knowing what you want to do at 18. I think it's ridiculous. We expect 18-year-olds to kind of have it all figured out. But
Absolutely.
don't sign away your life, or you're going to be paying that off for the next 10, 20 plus years.
And of course, it's nice that Christian colleges are offering the free tuition. It's nice that Moody does. My daughter could have a discount just because I work here, but she doesn't want a ministry degree. That's the problem with a lot of Christian colleges who are doing this is you can only get ministry degrees there. So if you want to be a nurse or a teacher or whatever, sorry, can't do it. So keep that in mind.